How you feel about the music they've been dropping?
Who?
The clips.
I'd rather not comment on that, you heard? Just know I'm gonna do some freestyle, so every beat they put out, you heard?
That's so big though. That track right there go hard, man.
He got a slick way of talking, bro. I will tell you, when it comes to luxury rap and bars and shit like that, like, he knows what he's doing with that shit, you heard? Can't take away nobody's skill set, you heard? But he still can't f with me. Meet me in the booth, I want smoke.
All right, behind the Fame family, strap in, because what you're about to see is a masterclass in lyrical warfare. We're talking about a hit so clean, so surgical, the target didn't even see it coming until the blade was already in. We've seen rap beefs that shake the streets. We've seen diss tracks that break the internet. But this is different. This is a quiet storm. This is Pusha T turning the calm, cultured stage of NPR's Tiny Desk into a lyrical war zone. And Jim Jones, well, Jim Jones is feeling the aftershocks and he is not happy. This isn't just about a few slick bars. This is about legacy. This is about respect. This is about two completely different philosophies of hip-hop crashing head-on. And people, it is about to get messy.
He said, they still trying to find relevance in rooms I'm too elite to enter.
Right there. Did you catch it? In a room full of strings and sophistication, Pusha T drops a single solitary bar that would send the entire hip-hop world into a frenzy. No shouting, no name-calling, just a precision strike. And the target, Jim Jones. The internet decoded it in seconds. But why? Where did this all start? To understand the explosion, you gotta go back to the spark, 2023, The Breakfast Club. Jim Jones is asked about a Billboard Top 50 rappers of all time list. And when Pusha T's name comes up, Jim completely dismisses him.
I don't know too many in this game that was leaning towards being like Pusha T.
I never had a Pusha moment in my life.
The disrespect was palpable. Jim wasn't just criticizing his skills. He was questioning his very influence, his cultural footprint. He was saying Pusha's music doesn't resonate in the clubs, in the streets, in the culture the way his does. For a lyricist like Pusha T, a man who builds his legacy word by carefully chosen word, that's not just an insult. It's a declaration of war. And Pusha T, he doesn't fight his wars on Instagram Live. He doesn't clap back in interviews. He's a strategist, a chess player. He stores that disrespect, he lets it marinate, and he waits for the perfect moment to counterattack. And people, the moment he chose was nothing short of genius. The Tiny Desk, the last place you'd expect a diss. It's where artists go to be introspective, to show their soulful side, but for Pusha, it was the perfect camouflage. Surrounded by an orchestra looking like a professor of rap, he slid that blade in with a smile. They still trying to find relevance in rooms I'm too elite to enter. He didn't need to say Jim's name. The whole world knew. He was calling Jim an outsider, someone chasing clout in spaces Pusha has already conquered. It was calm, it was collected, and it was absolutely devastating. And the reaction was immediate. Hip-hop Twitter lost its mind. Pusha just ended Jim with one bar. The most disrespectful, polite diss of all time. The clip went viral, and simmering in Harlem, Jim Jones felt the heat.
That man still talking about me? He better stick to his soap commercials. I'm outside every day. He inside reading teleprompters.
He jumped on the gram, and the Harlem Capo came out swinging. Jim was firing back with pure, unfiltered emotion. He called Pusha's career dead, accused him of riding Kanye's coattails, and mocked his calculated, quiet demeanor. This is the core of their clash. Right here, Jim Jones is loud, proud, and reactive. He's from the era of mixtapes and street DVDs, where beef was handled face-to-face and on wax. Loudly, Pusha T is silent, strategic, and lethal. He's from the school of thought where your pen is your only weapon, and you only draw it when you're ready to kill. All right, fam, we are deep in this beef breakdown. If you're loving this deep dive into how hip-hop's quietest assassin just flipped the game on its head, you have to subscribe to Behind the Fame. We break down the real stories behind the biggest names in music. Hit that subscribe button and smash that bell icon so you don't miss a single second of the drama. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we cover next. Now let's be real, the internet was divided. Team Jim said, he's keeping it real. Pusha is just salty. But Team Pusha fired back. This is why Pusha is a legend. He doesn't need to yell. His bars do the screaming for him. But Jim, he kept doubling down. He went on his Iced Out podcast and took the shots even deeper.
Let's be real. This back and forth is the type of beef hip-hop fans live for. It's not about bodies or violence. It's about words, reputation, and pride. But the reason people are paying so much attention is because Jim Jones keeps doubling down instead of backing off. The man refuses to admit Pusha even scratched him, even though the whole internet's saying otherwise. Jim went on his podcast recently and said,
That's a heavy jab, but is it true? Or is it missing the point? Pusha might have been part of groups and duos, but he was never a sidekick. In CLAPS, he was one half of a legendary duo with Kanye. He was the president of GOOD Music, an executive. He's always been a general, even if he wasn't always the one shouting the orders from the front lines. And this is where it gets fascinating. While Jim is out here giving interviews, posting rants, and keeping his name in the headlines, what is Pusha T doing? Nothing absolute radio silence, no posts, no likes, no cryptic tweets. And in the world of Pusha T, silence is the loudest statement of all. It means one of two things. Either he's already said all he needs to say and considers the matter closed, or he's in the lab, crafting a response so vicious, so detailed, that it will end the conversation for good. Remember the Drake beef? This is a man who ended one of the biggest rappers in the world with a few hundred words in The Story of Adidon. He doesn't do freestyle rants, he writes murder scenes. Okay, I gotta know where you stand in the comments right now. This is a classic hip-hop clash of styles. Who do you think is winning this beef so far? Is it Jim Jones with his loud, authentic, in-your-face energy? Or is it Pusha T with his silent, calculated lyrical assassinations? What do you think Pusha's next move will be? Drop your opinions below. I read every single one. The industry is watching, and they're starting to pick sides. 50 Cent, a beef connoisseur himself, threw gasoline on the fire with a simple laughing emoji and the caption, "Push don't got to yell to hurt feelings." Ouch. That's a not so subtle cosign for Team Pusha. But Jim is using this as fuel. He's teasing new music. He's name dropping. He's staying relevant through the controversy. And you know what? It might be working for him in the short term.
To keep it a buck, I'm gonna go with Pusha T. So we're not gonna drink to them. But
okay.
Shout out to Pusha T, very dope artist. Everybody know he's a monster when it comes to doing music. I can't take nothing away from him. I know everybody's seen everything that was going on recently inside of the media and the internet. I believe it was cool. One time in my life, I got to engage into some verbal warfare and don't have to go beyond that and shit like that. Who knows what he might come up with? He's very crafty and shit like that. Some people react off top. Some people take years to come back. I seen that beef and wait years to try to kill a nigga. You heard? It's not always successful, but this is what I'm trying to say, how people try to line people up. But for the most part, I think it was dope. It was cute. I don't know if he actually took a shot at me, but it was cute. It was pointed in that direction.
Yeah.
It made
But that's the risk. He's inviting a response from a man who specializes in career-altering diss tracks. Let's zoom out. This beef is bigger than Pusha and Jim. It's a battle for the soul of hip-hop credibility. On one side, you have Jim Jones, the street general. His credibility is built on Harlem pavement. It's flashy, it's loud, it's based on lived experience and undeniable presence. You believe Jim because you can feel his energy. On the other, you have Pusha T, the luxury czar. His credibility is built on his pen. It's cold, it's calculated, it's based on an unwavering commitment to lyrical excellence and a specific high-end aesthetic. You believe Pusha because you have to decipher his genius. Jim is trying to win a battle of noise. Pusha is playing a game of legacy. And in the history of hip-hop, the loud ones often make the biggest splash, but the quiet, strategic ones, they're the ones who win the wars. So, what happens next? The entire rap game is holding its breath. Does Pusha T, the silent assassin, stay silent, letting Jim's words echo into the void, proving that he's so far above it, he doesn't even need to respond? A silent victory? Or does he drop the bomb? A feature on a CLAPS track? A verse on a beat from hell? A full-blown diss track titled Soap on a Rope? When Pusha T decides to move, he doesn't miss, and he always aims for the jugular. Jim Jones might have talked himself into a corner, chasing a ghost. And the scariest part about a ghost, you never see the final blow coming. The chessboard is set. The pieces are moving. Pusha T made his opening move with the quiet confidence of a grandmaster. Jim Jones responded with the fury of a street brawl. This is more than music. It's a psychological duel. And behind the fame, we'll be watching every single move. This is the kind of deep dive analysis we live for. Let me know down in the comments what topic you want us to break down next. What other industry-shaking beef, career comeback, or secret blueprint do you want us to expose? Your comment could decide our next video.